myself A. Usharani, Assistant Professor, EC Department, going to deliver a lecture on ARM processor. Okay, basically we are using a lot of processors, devices, laptop, everything, computer, and even our smartphone has a processor. Okay, basically we know all that Intel process we know until now. Now next portion is ARM processor. Okay, the devices which is used by ARM contents of ARM processor. Okay, it consisting of introduction. Okay, what is the basic ARM processor? Next, the thing is addressing modes of ARM processor. Next, the basic instruction set. It consisting of arithmetic instructions, logical instructions, and branch instructions. Okay, next coming to the ARM introduction. ARM stands for Advanced RISC Machine, where RISC is nothing but Reduced Instruction Set Computer. The name itself it indicates it consisting of limited number of instructions, that is it is basically designed for application oriented. Okay. Whereas CISC processor, that is complex instruction set computer, it is basically designed for every purpose, input and taking of the output. Okay, lot of devices can be connected and the process can be done. Coming to the RISC processor, it is basically application oriented processor. Generally we are using for smart processors, that is smartphones, at the same time Raspberry Pi project based processor. Okay. Next, it is basically used in tablets, electronic consumer electronic devices. The next, here we are studying ARM7 processor. Okay, it is a 32-bit processor, that is the ALU can process at a time with 32 bits of data. It has 32-bit address lines, that is it can interface 4 GB. 4 GB means it has 32 address lines, that is 2 power 32, it is 4 GB memory locations can be interfaced. Next, data bus. The data bus is also 32 lines. It can access 32 bits of data at a time. Next, coming to the registers. These registers are within the processor. The processor is available with the registers and each register capability is 32 bit and the registers are named with R0, R1, R2 and so on R14. Next, one program counter register. Okay, the program counter is nothing but which indicates the address of the next instruction to be fetched. Okay, and it is also denoted by R15. Next, the current program status register. Okay, if you are performing any arithmetic or logical any operation, if the addition we are carrying, okay, there may be a carry. If you are subtracting, there may be a borrow. All those are indicated by the current program status register. Okay, let's see the addressing modes of ARM processor. What is meant by addressing mode? Addressing mode is nothing but a way of data accessing. Where the data is available? The data is available in registers and memory locations. Okay. Now, the data if it is available in registers, that is it is available in processor. The processor itself consisting some registers. So, the data is directly available in terms of registers. Next, second thing is memory. Okay, here the data is available in memory, that is the memory is external to the processor. Okay. Next, here the registers are capability of 32-bit register. So, 4 bytes, each register consisting of 4 bytes, whereas memory each location can occupy only a byte of data. Okay. Let us see what is the instruction format. Before going to addressing mode, how the instruction format consisting. Okay, here the operation indicates which operation we are going to perform, whether it is addition or subtraction or multiplication, whatever may be, or data copy operation. Whatever may be the operation, it is indicated by operation and the destination is one of the register or memory and the second thing is source. It is the second operand. Okay. Next, the first addressing mode is immediate addressing mode. Okay. Immediate addressing mode is nothing but the data itself is indicated by the addressing mode, that is the instruction. Okay, the addressing mode itself consisting of a data. Here the hash symbol is indicates the number whatever we are giving, that is the data. Okay, let us say the example move r1 comma hash 15. Okay, here the 15 data will be copied to r1. Let us see the registers r1. Okay, now it is a 56, that is, as it is a register, it has some data. Okay, now it has a 56. By executing this instruction, after executing this instruction, it will be copied to 15. Okay, that is the immediate addressing mode, that is the data itself indicated by the instruction. Next addressing mode is register addressing mode. Let us take an example, move r1 comma r2. Okay, here the r1 is destination register and r2 is source register. Let us see, the r1 is 15 and r2 is 20. Now the 20 that is placed in r2 will be copied to r1. Okay. The next addressing mode is memory access instructions and addressing modes. Until now the registers are within the processor and the data is directly available within the instruction. So, we no need to access the memory. The second thing, if the data is available in memory, then we must go to the memory accessing. Memory accessing means here the memory address should be identified. How it has to identify? Either with the register or directly, but in ARM processor we do not have a direct addressing mode, so we directly go for indirect addressing mode. The second thing is here the processor and the data is copied from processor to memory and memory to processor. Two operations has to be performed. The first operation we are calling as load, that is load instruction. Load, here we are talking with respect to the processor, that is the processor loading the information. Now let us see the instruction LDR RD comma effective address. Here LDR means load register. What is the register? RD. Load with the data displayed by the effective address, that is the core data will be copied from memory to register. That register is available in processor. So, the contents of memory is copied to processor, that is it is a read operation, the processor reading the data from the memory. The next one is store operation, store instruction. Here the processor storing the data, where it will store? In memory. How it will store? STR RD comma effective address. The processor, the contents of processor, that is the contents of register will be copied to memory. Let us see how we can generate the effective address. The effective address is generated by indirect addressing mode. Okay, indirect addressing mode, to generate an effective address we are using the registers Rn and Rm. Here Rn is the base register and Rm is offset register, and these are the available methods or possible ways to access the effective address. LDR RD comma content of Rn, that is the content of R1 is the address. This is one way, and the second way, here Rn and Rm, the effective address is specified by Rn comma Rm. Either we can add directly the offset. So, here we are using hash symbol. Let us take the first example, LDR RD comma content of Rn. Okay, here the content of R1 is nothing but address. Let us see the R1 is content of R1 contains 1002. Okay, it will be the address. Let us see the contents of that memory. Okay, here it will be point the corresponding location. Next, the content of that memory will be loaded to R2. Okay, the 21 is available in the 1002 will be copied to R2. Let us see next addressing style. LDR RD comma content of R1 comma Rm. Let us take the example LDR R2 comma content of R1 comma R3. Here the content of R1 plus content of R3 will be added, and the corresponding address, the content of that address will be copied to R2. Let's see what is the content of R1, 1002 and R2 is 1000. Okay, and these two R will be added, we will get 2002. The corresponding content will be copied to R2 register. Next, the third example, LDR RD comma content of Rn comma hash offset. Okay, here LDR R2 comma R1 comma hash 4. Okay, here the offset is directly specified that in terms of instruction. So, here we are using hash symbol. Okay, let's take here the content of R1 will be added to 4 and the address, the content of those address will be copied to R2. Let's see, R1 is 1002 and we are adding 4. So, 1006 will be pointed. Now, the contents of those locations will be copied to R2. Okay. Next, these are the three ways. The next we are calling as the indirect addressing mode is indexed addressing mode. Okay. In indexed addressing mode, we have two types. Either we can specify offset immediately by using hash symbol, or we can use any register to specify the offset. Let's see, pre-indexed addressing mode. Okay, in pre-indexed addressing mode, the first data will be copied, later the offset, in pre-indexed mode, the first the address will be generated, then the data will be copied. Coming to the pre-indexed with write back. Write back is nothing but the register will be affected with the new address. The new address, the register will be copied with the new address. In the first case, the address will not be affected, the register will not be affected, but in write back the register will be overwrite. Coming to the first indexed addressing mode, first data copy, then the register will be affected with the new address. Similarly, here all these offsets are directly we are specifying, that is immediate addressing mode we are using, hash symbol we are using. Later on the immediate offset, in place of offset we are using directly register. Okay, here we can add or subtract. The same thing, only the difference between the previous thing here is, in previous case we are directly specifying the offset, here we are specifying with register. Okay, let us see the example of pre-indexed addressing mode. Okay, here str is nothing but store. Okay, the store is nothing but the processor storing the data to the memory. So, the contents of R2 will be copied to the effective address. Here the effective address is generated by contents of R1 plus contents of R3. Let us see the contents of R1. R1 is 1002 and R3 is 1000. The sum will be 2002. So, it will point the contents, it points the location 2002. Okay, the content of 2002 is 66. Now, it will be overwrite with the contents of R2, that is 21. Okay, that is the store instruction. Pre-indexed addressing mode with write back. Okay, let us see the example, str rd comma content of rn comma hash offset. Okay, here the offset can be positive or negative, any signed number. Okay, here store instruction. Store is nothing but the processor has to store the data to the memory, that is the contents of R2 will be copied to the specified effective address. The effective address is generated by content of R1 minus 2. Let us see the example, R1 is 2012. Now, it will be subtracted by minus 2, that is it will be point 2010. The corresponding location data will be modified with the contents of R2. The contents of R2 is 21. It will be copied to the corresponding location 2010. That is the pre-indexed write back. Now, the R1 will be modified. Here R1 will be modified with the new address, that is the write back. Before the previous example, simply it will not affected. The R1 will not affect. The next see post-indexed addressing mode. Okay, in post-indexed addressing mode, we are considering LDR, okay, with the shift operation. LDR R1 comma contents of R2 comma R3 LSL hash 2. Okay. Here we are using logical shift left with the hash 2. Okay, let us see the contents of, here it is a post indexed addressing mode. So, the contents of R2 will be copied to R1, later the address will be affected. Okay, first the contents of R2 is 2100, so the contents of that location will be copied to R1, that is 56 will be copied to R1. Okay, next we see the R3. Okay, R3 is the 4. Okay, here it will be shifted, logical shifted by 2-bit position hash 2. So, it should be shifted by 2-bit positions. Okay, let us take the R3, that is the equivalent of binary 4. It will be left shifted by 1 position. So, it will become 8, that is nothing but 4 into 2. Okay, if it is a logical shift left, it is nothing but it is multiplied by 2 power, that is 4 into 2. Next see, it again we have to shift, because as here given hash 2, so one more bit position it has to shift. So, again it is 16. Okay, again it is multiplied by 2, 8 into 2, 16. So, overall the 4 is multiplied by 2 square to get 2 shifts. Okay. If it is 1 shift, it will be multiplied by 2 power 1, that is 2. If the 2 shifts, it will be multiplied by 2 square. Okay. If there is a hash 3, then it will be multiplied by 2 cube. Okay. Depending on the number of shifts, it will be multiplied by 2 power number of shifts. So, here the R3 will become 16, and this will be added to the R2, and the overall we will get 2116. Okay. If you are using this instruction, if you are executing one more time, again it will add the corresponding, now the R2 will be 2116, again it will add the 16. Okay. So, it will be 2132. One thing, here the R3 will not be modified, only the register R2 will be affected with the new address. Okay. Once remember that pre-indexed and post-indexed addressing mode, the basic difference is in pre-indexed addressing mode the address will be affected, then the copy, then the data will be copied. In post-indexed addressing mode, the data first will be copied, then the register will be affected with effective address. Okay. Okay, let us see the example. Okay. Let the class has 40 students and each has 4 test scores, but we need to calculate sum of test 1 of the class. Okay. Let us consider each student has 4 test marks. So, here the address 1 has the data 12, that is the test 1 marks, and 2 in address 2 has a 65, that is the test 2 marks. Okay. Test 1, test 2, test 3 and test 4. Similarly, the 1, 2, 3, 4, T1, T2, T3, T4 is for student 1, and the next T1, T2, T3, T4 is for student 2, and the next one is for the student 3. Here we have to add 40 students of test 1 marks. So, here the add instruction has to repeat 40 times. Okay, for that we must take a count, that is move R1 hash 40. Okay, here we are indicating the 40 with hash, that is the immediate addressing mode indicating the data. Okay. The next thing we must we must initialize the starting address, that is 1. We initialize with move R2 comma hash 1. Next thing, once we initializing for starting address of the data, similarly we must initialize one register to store the sum. Let I am considering move R3 comma hash 0. Here we are indicating with 0. Okay, initially it is a 0, now it has to be accumulate with the sum. The next thing, here move R4 comma hash 1. Okay, this is we are using for to get the next address, that is here the first address is 1. Next, it has to add to the contents of 5. Okay, that is the 1 will be added to 4. The first address it has to add 4. Later, once the sum is available, next it has to add to the contents of 9. Again it has to add 4. Okay, already we seen in first indexed addressing mode, if we are using logical shift left with hash 2, it will be multiplied by 4 and that will be added to the corresponding register. So, here the 1 will be added to the 4, that is it will 5. Next, later it will come 5 and the 5 will be added to 4 and it will get 9 like that. So, for that here I am using move R5, okay, that is the content of 1 has to be copied to R5, okay, that is R2. Here the first address is pointing by R2, so content of R2 is copied to R5. Later the R4 is shifted by 2 times, at the same time it will be added to R2. Here it is a post indexed addressing mode. First the data will be copied, later the data register, that is the register R2 will be updated with the new address to copy the next byte. Let us see. First we have to add, the data is available in R5 and R3 we are using for sum to accumulate. Here it is initially we are taking the data 0 and these two will be added and the sum will be provided to R6. Okay. Next again it will be the sum subtract R1 comma 1 operation is completed, one data will be added. So, it has to be decremented by 1. So, R1 the count how many shift operation, how many add operations it has to perform, 40. So, the R1 already one test mark is added. So, it has to be subtracted by 1. So, subtract S indicates affect the flag. Okay, CPSR already we discussed, current program status register. Okay, if it is the effect of the instruction will be stored in current program status register. Okay, here if it is R1 is greater, it will be branch to the branch, if greater loop, it will be loop to the, again we have to copy the data, at the same time next add. Okay, with this we will get the accumulation of sum. Okay, let us see the next addressing mode, relative addressing mode. Okay, already you know that ARM processor does not support direct addressing mode. Okay, here LDR R1 comma item, item is nothing but it is the location of the memory, we are indicating by with the name item. Okay. So, here the direct addressing mode is not support. So, it should be identified by one of the register. Okay. Already the general purpose register R0 to R14 we can use, but here it is given by directly. So, the PC, the program counter will be used as a offset register. So, here the PC has a two purposes. The main purpose of program counter is nothing but it points an address of the instruction to be fetched. Okay. So, first of all the PC will be point with the 1000, it will be points the corresponding location. Okay. Next it will be updated, it will be updated by next address of the instruction to be fetched. Okay. To know about that we should learn the pipelining concept. Okay, the pipelining concept is nothing but if it is any instruction has to execute, it has a 4 steps. The first step is fetching of an instruction, the next one is decode, which operation has to perform, that it has to decode, later it has to execute, then the sum or result, the output has to be write. Okay, these are the 4 stages of the instruction. Let us consider the locations 1000, 1004, these are the instructions. Here we are considering each instruction is 32 bit. So, 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003 instruction, each instruction occupies 4 locations and the next instruction will be start with 1004. Okay. Next see, instruction 1 has a 4 steps, In clock cycle 1 it will fetches, in clock cycle 2 it will decode, in next execute and write. Okay. While in clock cycle 2, while decoding the first instruction, the processor fetches the next instruction, that is the PC will be address of next instruction. Okay. Similarly, how in the execution in the third clock cycle, the first instruction will be execute and the second instruction will be decode and third instruction will be fetch. Now, we say that the program counter points an address of the instruction to be fetch, that is during the execution of first instruction it points the address of the third instruction, that is 1008. So, the PC while executing the first instruction, that is LDR R1 comma item, it will be updated with 1008, which is the address of the third instruction. Okay. Now, you get the operand, we get the operand, it should be updated with the 1060. So, to get the 1060, how much it has to add for 1008? The offset is nothing but 52. This will be decided by the assembler. The assembler will decide the how much offset it has to add and it will be added and it will be updated with the 1060. The corresponding operand will be copied to the R1. Okay, this type of addressing mode we are calling as relative addressing mode. In relative addressing mode, the program counter is used as a offset register. Okay. Next, after execution of this instruction, it has to be write. Okay. During the write operation, it will be points the location 1012, it will be the next instruction to be fetched. So, after completion of that instruction, again the PC will be updated with the next instruction location, that is 1012. Okay. With these, addressing modes are completed. Let us see the summary of addressing mode. What is meant by addressing mode? Addressing mode is nothing but a way of data accessing. Where the data is available? The data is available in registers, at the same time memories. Okay. The registers are available within the processor, so it can be accessed easily. Okay. If it is registers are available within the processor, so the data is directly accessed. Okay. If the data is available in the memory, then we go for indirect addressing mode. Okay. The first one is immediate and register addressing mode. For these two addressing modes, the data is directly available and we are accessing through the registers. Next, coming to the indirect addressing mode, we have again two types, pre-indexed and post-indexed. In pre-indexed addressing mode, the effective address will be generated, then the data will be copied. If it is write back operation, then the effective address will be overwrite. If it is normal operation, the effective address will not be affect the register. Normal effective address is generated and data will be copied. Next, coming to the post indexed addressing mode, first the data will be copied, later the register will be overwrite with the new address. Next, coming to the next addressing mode, relative addressing mode. In relative addressing mode, the indexed addressing or effective address is generated by program counter instead of general purpose register. Okay. These are the addressing modes. Next, coming to the instructions, we have arithmetic instructions, logical instructions and branch instructions. Okay. Coming to the arithmetic instructions, we are representing the instruction as opcode RD, RN, RM. Already we seen in addressing mode. Okay. Let us see the arithmetic instructions. Arithmetic operations is nothing but addition, subtraction, multiplication. Okay. Let us see add instruction, add RD, RN, RM. Okay. First one is the destination, the next two are the source 1 and source 2. Always remember, RD is the destination, R1 is the source 1 and RM is the source 2. So, add RD is equal to content of Rn plus content of Rm. Okay, here we are giving directly, that is it is a data. Okay, if it is given in brackets, then it is a content of, then it will be address. Okay, next see subtraction. For subtraction also same thing, RD is the destination, RN is the source 1 and RM is the source 2. Same, RD is equal to RN, content of RN minus RM. Next see immediate addressing mode, RD destination, RN is the source 1 and the source 2 is representing in terms of data, immediate data. Okay, here the contents of Rn is added to data and the result will be copied to Rd. Next thing is by using shift operation also we can do, add Rd, Rn, Rm, LSL hash integer. Integer is nothing but indicates the number of shift operations. Okay, add R0, R1, R2, LSL hash 4. How many bits that's to shift? 4, that is 2 power 4, 16 has to be added to R2. Let us see example, R0 is 25, R1 is 12 and R2 is 5. Okay, it has to be R2 is the data is 5, it should be multiplied with 2 power 4 as the shift operation is 4 bit has to be shift. So, it will be 80, the 80 will be added to content of R1 that is 12 and 92 will be copied to R0. Okay. Next thing is multiplication. Okay, here RD is destination, Rn and Rm is the source 1 and source 2. Okay, here Rn is multiplied with Rm and the product will be copied to Rd. The next MLA, multiply and accumulate. Okay, here 4 operands we have. R0 is the destination, R1 and R2 will be multiplied and the third last register will be added. Let us see, R0 equals to content of R1 is multiplied with the content of R2 and the product will be added to content of R3 and the sum will be copied to R0, multiply and accumulator. Okay, this is basically used in digital signal processing. The next one is logical instructions. Logical instructions is AND, NOT, OR and exclusive OR instructions we are using. Okay, for example, the same as it is, the syntax is same for as per arithmetic instruction. The first one indicates opcode, the next one is destination, the next one is source 1 and the next is source 2 and RD, Rn, Rm. Rd is equals to content of Rn and content of Rm. Next BIC, bit clear. Okay, bit clear is nothing but it is a basically AND operation with complement, not. Okay, here Rd is equals to content of Rn ANDed with, before ANDing the Rm will be complemented. First the content of Rm will be complemented, then it will be ANDed to the Rn. Okay, it is nothing but bit clear. The next thing is MVN. MVN is move negative. Okay, here the destination and source. The source will be complemented and it will be copied to destination register. That is Rd equals to not Rn. These are the logical instructions. The next thing is branch instructions. Okay, branch instruction is nothing but if we are to repeat a number of instructions, a some group of instructions, we are using this branch and it is a conditional oriented. If the condition satisfied, then it branches to the corresponding location. It is similar to relative addressing mode. Okay, let us see the locations memory address with the 1000. In the location 1000 there is an instruction BEQ. BEQ is nothing but branch if it is equal. If it is equal, that is the condition satisfies, it has to branch to the corresponding location that is specified by the instruction. Okay, here the location is 1060. Okay, where there is a subprogram or within the main program also we can use this From that it has to be execute. In between the instructions all those, or it will not execute it. If the condition is satisfied, it shifts to the target location. If it is the condition not satisfied, then it will go to the next location instruction. Let us see, branch if equal, if the condition satisfies, what happened? Okay, again the program counter, already we seen that the program counter points the address of the next instruction to be fetched. It has to be updated with the new address. Okay. While executing this instruction, the program counter will be updated with the 1008, that is the third instruction. Okay. Next, now we have to, if the condition satisfied, it has to shift, the program counter has to be updated with the new address location specified by the instruction, that is 1060, that it has to add an offset 52. Okay, and the program counter will be updated with the 56. Okay. With this, ARM processor addressing modes and instruction set is completed. Thank you.